Hey, what's up, guys? I wanted to do a video today, and I brought out my trusty, busty whiteboard, even, because again, this is about Subject Two deals. This is Subject Two Made Simple or Sub Two Made Simple with Victor Bell, and I thought this was important because some people will ask, like, "Hey, Vic, I found this deal. Um, they owe 700,000, and they want 800,000. Man, I think it's a great deal, and I may get it." So you have to. I budget or I estimate because I do a lot of subject to deals. But when I tell them, like, dude, that's a skinny deal. You may lose money on that deal if you don't structure this right. And they're like, well, how, man? That's 100 grand. So I wanted to go over that with you guys. So real fast, same scenario. Let's say what I do is I go, okay, 800. Let's say the deal's worth 800,000. Let's say it's truly worth 800,000. I budget 10% cost of sale all the time. It's a budget, right? So that's 80 grand off right away. So I'm already down to what is that? 720. And let's be realistic. On a $700,000 house, your profit is 20 grand, 20K. Right? So this was 10, that 10% budget, that's realtor fees, unforeseen stuff. That's not saying you even have to like make a payment on this property if you take it over subject to, or you have to fix. Let's say you had to go in and you had to spend flooring. That's not that. This 10% is just like realtor fees, closing costs. When I turn around and sell it for 800, and let's say I have to give somebody, I call it go away money. You close a deal and somebody comes back and go, oh, we found this in our inspections and it's going to cost X dollars. And I'm like, you know what? Fine. I'll give you credit for that. Just close. Close on time. I'll give you credit for it. Write it up and I'll sign it. That's how I do houses. So I have a budget of all of that stuff into this. This 80 grand is right off the top. I budget that. Now, 720 is left. That's 20 grand. Let's say you have to do flooring and paint, which you should do flooring and paint if it's an older home. That's still nice. Like I said, pretty houses are still nice. But when you walk into a really nice house that smells like fresh paint, the flooring is, the laminate floor looks really nice. And let's say you have to replace the refrigerator, the stove, the microwave and stuff with a steel package. All that stuff matters. You may be up 20 grand in that. So you have to recoup this. Now you're at a net. You're already at zero. This deal does now no longer work unless you're taking it over subject to and go, look. If you need, like, let's say that person's like, yeah, I got to get 100 grand. There's no 100 grand here, bud. Right? Even if you sell this property, you're still going to have the same scenario. So I can take it over subject to. I can take over the 700. They said that deal, they owed 700. I can take it over take over the 700,000. I can make the payments on that. And then I will pay you maybe 100,000. We need to figure that out at some point in the future. It could be 2 weeks, could be 2 years. But I don't even know what that looks like because here's my cost. Hey, I budget 10% cost of sale. You say it's worth 800. I'm not disputing that. That brings me down to about 720. That's what's left. If I have to do anything when you leave out, replace the fridge because you're going to take it, right? Yeah, I'm going to take the fridge. What about the stove? Yeah, I'm going to take my stove. Okay, good. Does the place need paint? Yeah, I could probably do some touch-up paint. What about the flooring? When's the last time you did the floor? We probably did the floor about 5 years ago. So the floor is okay, but there's some spots, blah, 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 blah. Dude, I still got to pay my people. So I'm going to say, hey, unfortunately, man, you're just asking the house to do something it can't afford to do. I'm going to be at zero, or if I go to sell this property, I'm going to have to show up with a check. I'm not in the business of writing checks to get rid of properties, especially not my own. So simplest way for me to do this, I'll take over the 720. You walk. I'll make those payments until I get it resold. And I can't even see where I'm going to make any profit. So one, it's going to take a while. And if you can forego that 100 grand so I can make some money on this deal, I'll do it. If not, this might be a pass for me. There's no money. And then they'll have to really listen to that. But when people ask me how do I estimate a deal, like how do I get these numbers? Right away. On a house, 10% cost of sale. That's not including what I have in it. That's just, if you think it's worth $1 million, 100 grand's gone. Now we're down to 900,000. Right? In this scenario, I think it's worth 800, 10%. Now we're 80 grand down. We're down to 720. Now I start negotiating really only 20 grand. Right? Most people don't do that. They're thinking, oh yeah, there's 100,000 in this deal. It's not 100,000 in the deal. As a matter of fact, there's almost goose egg in this deal. And that's not including, let's say it takes you 4 months to do this and the payments are, let's say on 700,000 5 years ago, 3%. Let's say his payments are like 2 grand, hypothetically. If you make 4 or 5 payments on this property because it takes you a few months to do the paint, bring it to market, 30 days for find a buyer. That person backs out 30 days. Hey, 4 months goes by, man. The $3,000-$4,000, that's another 12 grand. Now you're in the whole 12 grand and you're scrambling, trying to make, 32 grand back. And you're like, man, I just need to get rid of this thing. So there is some things you got to know. It's not just, oh, I'm going to find a property subject to and I'm going to take it over. Let's say it's skinny. And yeah, on almost $1 million home, 100 grand, with that cost of sale starts to get a little skinny depending on what's happening. But I wanted to share this with you because this is how I think through a deal. Now, I ran through this really quick. That's just how I see stuff. I walk in, I don't need to see anything. I'm like, if that person's motivated, I just need to figure that out. First, I need to pre-qualify them. I need to, make pre-qualify mean like how much you owe. Are you willing to sell it for what you owe? How close to that are you looking to sell for? Will you let me take over the payments and make them until I get it resold? And then I'll make a profit or not. If none of that checks out, we won't even get to this part. But once we get to this part, I need to know, hey, what are my numbers without seeing this thing? Then if I'm wrong, let's say I'm wrong here. I don't need to do any fixing up. Great. There's 20 grand back. It's only going to, I have somebody interested in buying it for me, but they're a rent to own buyer and they're going to put down a certain amount of money and make the monthly payments, and that'll happen within 30 days. Great. We have an answer to that. So, but I need to work my way from these numbers right here. This top line, I start looking because, like we said, this person owes $700,000 on this deal, not $720. But I hope that helps you. I know I went through that fast. I apologize. That's how my brain is. If you watch any of my videos about how people think through negotiations, you start realizing people process information differently. I'm a reptile brain, so I think pretty quick. So I hope this video helps you on how I estimate deals when I'm looking through a subject to deal, how you can model the same thing. If you have any questions about that, reach out to us. We'd love to have you a part of our investor school. Move this over so you can see it. This is our real estate system. It's called Investor School. Go to bell-capital.com/real estate training. You can get access to it there. Or you can have somebody on my team. You can reach out to us. We can help you do that. All of our documents, my paperwork, my scripts are in there. How we negotiate with sellers, how to structure your deals, how to overcome objections, the 20 creative financing strategies that I use out with subject to that I attach them to, that allows us to get into pretty houses with none of our own money, none of our own credit, and we make a huge profit. So thank you guys for tuning in today. I really appreciate you. Continue to do that. Again, you can go to sub2madesimple.com, or you can keep showing up here. I have some more videos for you answering all your questions, I hope. And we would love to have you a part of our stuff. So until then, go out, get deals, go make money. Love to have you. Let's do it.